All right, we're going to go through how to get started on your Batman resume project. And I'm not going to go through all of it. I'm just getting you started. Don't work ahead on this. Always be sure you wait until we get to that lesson to do these resume portions. So you're going to notice on page 7 in the book, project 1A is the beginning of this project. So in code.org, you're going to create a new web lab project. So I'm going to come here to projects, and then from within projects, I'm going to go down to create a web lab project. I can't see it partial screened here. That's so weird. Anyway, let me go out here and make it bigger. Okay, view full list and then web lab. Okay, now once you have your web lab project created, it's going to tell you here, name it Batman Resume Your Name. So hit your rename, Batman Resume, and put in your name. You can just put your first name and save. All right, now we already have the basic HTML that it gives us. So we have our doc type, we have our HTML, we have our head, and we have our body, but we don't have every single piece that we need. The instructions tell you to add the language attribute. So we're going to go to the HTML tag and add a language attribute, which is lang. Press tab, and English is EN. Okay, so that updates that one. Then it says add both of the meta tags. So I need to add those. You can add them before or after the link tag, but they go in the head. So as you can see there, metachar set equals UTF-8. And then don't forget to close your bracket. And you're going to add your other meta. Remember our meta mustaches. So we need our second one, meta. This one has 2 attributes. Name equals viewport. And content equals width equals device width with a dash, comma, initial dash scale equals 1. Don't forget your right bracket. If things stay pink, you're probably missing a bracket. That's most common. All right. And then the third thing that you need to add in here is your title. Remember his title, sunglasses. I like to put it first, but it really doesn't matter the order inside the head. So title, and we're going to put that same title, Batman Resume, and then your name. So you can just put a dash in there and your name. And then don't forget to turn off your title. Okay. All right, so that's essentially it. That's project 1A. So that gets you started. We have it all set up with the basics, okay? Project 2A is next. But before you go to that, down here at the top of page 8, it says title bar. If you press the share button, you can get a link to paste into another tab to test it. We need to test to make sure this title is showing up. So you're going to hit your share button right here and hit copy link. And then open you up a tab and just paste that link in there and go. And then here we go. There it says Batman Resume Tanya. So check yours and make sure that shows up there. Now the page is blank because we've put nothing on the page yet. But that's how you can tell what it looks like. If I have you to turn in a link, I'll always tell you to turn in the share link, and that's the link you would turn in to me. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and do the second part. So we're going to go to project 2A in lesson 2, page 11. On this one, and you can keep this open in the tab and just hit refresh as you change things. So I'm just going to leave that one open and come back here. We're going to add 4 sections, 4 of those named semantic element sections: header, aside, main, and footer. Remember, these are the things that show on the screen, so these go in the body section. So header and turn it off, aside and turn it off, main and turn it off, and footer and turn it off. There's no content in it yet. There will be in a minute. Okay, that's all for 2A. 2B is when this starts getting much more complicated. So 2B starts on page 14. In 2B, you're going to paste the text from the Batman Resume text document into the appropriate sections. So you're going to click on this document. This is a Google document. And I color-coded this so that you could see what goes where. Okay, so there's red, blue, and then all of this black area, and then green. All right, so it says here, The name, the red part, goes in the header, okay? So I'm going to take the name, Batman, copy that, Control C, come to my header, and I'm just going to put it on its own line, and Control V, okay? All right, let's see what happens next. It says the address and the details, the blue part goes in the aside. So I'm going to take the blue part here, Control C for copy, enter down and put that in my aside, okay? And then the main resume part, black part in the main. So you're going to come in here and take the word objective all the way down through the rest of it. Actually, this is a little easier to do if I drag up for some reason. All right, copy. This goes in the main, paste. This is getting to be a long, ugly page. If we go to the new page and refresh it, you're going to see what we have here. Oops. English. I don't want it to Google Translate my stuff. There it is. Lots of stuff all running together. Okay, and then lastly, it tells us to take the green line and put it in the footer. So we're going to take that green line down here, copy that, and put it down in our footer. And again, I recommend you put these on their own lines because we still haven't said what they are. Are they paragraphs? Are they block quotes? Are they headings? We haven't decided that yet, and we have to decide that, which you have in the instructions. Okay, so as it says here, the semantic elements don't have special formatting. We'll decide all that later. It's going to look pretty rough because it cannot interpret any of the enters, so everything is running against each other. We're going to add a couple of quick things. First one is to update the footer to include your first name and the current year. So I'm going to come down here where it says reach out to your name. I'm going to say reach out to Tanya, and this year's particularly is 2024. So I'm going to change the XX to a 24. Okay. And then it says make this text a level 5 heading. So that means our footer is going to contain an H5. And then I'm going to turn off that H5 at the end. And if we scroll down, we'll see it. I'm taking up my screen kind of weirdly, but it is there. If we come in here and give it a refresh, then it is now down here. It's taking a minute to refresh itself properly. So there's my H5 and my H5. Okay, and then finally it says insert a level 1 heading around the name Batman. So then we're going to come up here to the top. Inside the header, we want this to be a level 1 heading. So that's an H1. And then turn it off at the end of that. Okay. If you look at the example, you should have, if you're like full screen or mostly full screen, you should see your level 1 heading. You should see this weird paragraph going on here. And then you should see that reach out line, which you've customized hopefully for your own. There we go. Now we refresh it. Looks like we're matching perfectly. So hopefully yours is also matching perfectly. But do double check it to make sure that it looks like that before moving on. Okay. Next, on the next page, page 15, now we've got some other things to change. We're going to make the text inside the aside. So let's find the aside. That's that kind of address-ish line. We're going to make this an H3, a level 3 heading. So this entire section will be an H3. Make sure you do it inside of the box. And notice it's not going to go automatically to the next line, right? So like it should just say Bruce Wayne and then Wayne Manor and then Gotham City, like we see here in the example. And that's because we need those line breaks in there. So it would be Bruce Wayne, line break. Wayne Manor, Gotham City, USA, line break. Email and his email address, line break. And then that should give us all 4 of those lines and match. Okay, again, be sure each part that you do matches. All right, then it says to continue coding by marking each of the headings as level 2 headings. Now, again, we kind of have to go back and look at it to see all of the headings. So if we come back and look at the example, objective, professional experience, education, skills, and achievements. So there's 5 of those. So I've got to find all those words. So this part might take you a little bit of time just to locate them. So here's my objective, which is an H2. You can press the button end on your keyboard. It's next to the delete button above your arrows, and that goes to the end of a line. I use that a lot when I'm typing in that ending one, so I don't have to use my mouse. Okay, so there's objective. I got to find professional experience. So H2, I'm going to press end and then slash H2. Okay, down here it says education's the next one. So I'm looking for education. There it is, H2. Turn it off. And then skills and then achievements. So here's skills, H2, and turn it off. And achievements. Don't forget to turn it off, because if you do, everything from that point down could turn into an H2. So you do have to be really careful. Like if I start to refresh these, notice that one, I mean, it's not even showing up at all. I have the H2 on achievements, but I can't actually see it doing anything. So you do have to make sure that you turn those things off. Okay. So H2, there we go. All right. Now we should see all of our headings. Professional experience, so objective, professional experience, education, skills, and achievements. And that's all of those. Okay, that does it. So this is where your first screen check is going to be. And I'll come to your screens to check it. But we want to make sure all of these things look correct. Now, before that, we still have 3 more bullets here to do. It says, format the objective paragraph below the heading as one single paragraph. So that means this objective paragraph below the objective heading needs to be one single paragraph. So to protect Gotham City up to dual identity, we're going to turn that off. All right, so now that's in a paragraph. We should never just have random words chilling. They need to be in some sort of container. So we're containing this paragraph in p tags. Okay, then it says format the line Batman up until present. So if we look again sort of at the examples here, right here, we're matching these. So I've got to find Batman and I've got to bold it. I guess technically that one could be a B and not a strong, but Gotham City is italics. So that one's going to be EM and EM. And 25 to present is also an EM. So I shouldn't just move that one down here. I don't need to have it on that line. I can have it down here on this line. But again, we can't just have that sitting out there. This needs to be one paragraph, right? So Batman is a paragraph all the way down to the present, which is when it gets turned off. And then we need it to match. So Gotham City and Batman should be on their own line. So Batman's going to be a BR. Gotham City is going to be a BR. There we go. See how this is matching now? To match what we have over there. Now you're going to do the same thing for Wayne Enterprises and for this one and for this one. So you've got to do all 4 of those. Okay. So it tells you that. Do this for the Wayne Enterprises and the items under education. So all 4 of those should match. And then finally, format the paragraph under achievements and be sure to bold the first part. So if we look under achievements, here is a paragraph. We're ignoring the bulleted things. Here is the paragraph, rescued. So I'm going to go find that one. Rescued. Well, my brain can't find it right now. Where's my achievements at? Oh, my page glitched out and all of my stuff disappeared and I couldn't see it all. Okay. Achievements are here. Here's Rescued Gotham. So this is going to be a paragraph to the end where it says city. And then this first part is bold. So from rescued to catastrophes. Strong. And then after the colon, turn it off. Okay. And that's going to look like that. Okay. Again, don't worry about the bulleted words. We're not messing with those yet. But these and this should all be formatted appropriately. Each of those is only one paragraph with line breaks. Okay. And that's it. That gets you to the end of lesson 2 and the first initial setup of your Batman project. This is a big grade at the end of class. So be sure to keep up with it as we cover those in class each week. Thanks.